Good evening and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of the Golden Lap series with Knight. We are back for another race here today once again. Hopefully we're going to keep the dominance that we have been kind of showing this whole season so far, really. Hopefully we can keep that going today. We've got another press conference for you and we're going to dive right into that now. If you want to skip the press conference, just head on down to the description or the channel timeline and get ahead to the race weekend begins part. That's where the racing actually begins with the qualifying and the part setup and all of that stuff. Let's get into the press conference. So, we got some questions here today. Let's start with the first one. Edith Oriel for the Phantom Man Press. It's common knowledge that Nilsson's father is unknown. And is it? I didn't know that. According to his mother, there was a sudden thunderstorm at the exact time when Anders was born. Therefore, we must conclude that Anders Nilsson is, in fact, son of Thor, god of thunder. That would explain why he's such a prodigy in the rain. Well, if you're saying that, then surely Anders Nilsson should actually be like Anders Thorson or something like that. I mean, we could call him like the god of rain or something like that. He is absolutely dominating. Is he the son of Thor? Could be. I'm not saying it could be. I'm not saying otherwise. He is a real good driver in the rain. We know that. And there's actually quite a few comments about that because last episode I was saying, can we get a dry race and really see if we do well in the dry as well? I don't really know. But we will find out. And there is also a comment saying focus on Bregman's car more just for drama. We might end up doing that just to try and keep the championship interesting, or not interesting, but just give Bregman more of a chance in the race. I don't know. Like obviously the important part is still that we do well and win and try and get as many points as possible and secure the team standings for next season. That's the idea. Next question from Rob. Given Knight struggles in Germany from years past, is your team, and yourself, looking forward to this weekend's race? Now I actually replied to this comment saying like, do we usually struggle in Germany? I don't know. I can't remember. But if there is a specific track where we don't tend to do well, then yeah, the challenge is even more. The challenge is even higher to try and go and do well at that track and be like, yeah, we can win anywhere. We can do whatever we need to do to win under any circumstances, like any specific weather, whatever track we're on, whatever kind of like, whether this track suits a specific kind of car or whatever. We want to try and win everywhere we possibly can. Right, next one. From David, there will be some particularly dangerous tracks near the end of the season. Do you think Team Knight is under threat given your special drivers and especially fast cars? Do you think next season's cars could be slower? Could Nilsson be the first driver to win a title after he passed away? Well, I mean, I really hope not. That would be... Oh, okay, I get it. David said, I was fired from the pace and joined Unassociated Press. So just solo media now. That's fine. Fired though. Dangerous tracks. Yeah, we do have some dangerous tracks coming up, I think. So let's just check that. We've got Schwarzwaldring, Stretto, and then it's Vanini. So we do have 3 dangerous tracks coming up after having, not had any dangerous tracks so far. So yeah, we want to try and make sure we keep it calm and we don't let anything silly happen in those races. We may even like not even push at all and just take whatever result is coming our way to try and make sure we don't do anything silly. Next up, good question though. Good questions all around. Hugh Mann from the Daily Deviant. There have been rumours of sacrifices, voodoo and witchcraft regarding the current rainy streak. Care to comment? I don't control the weather. I just benefit from it. Or I guess in this case, Anders Nilsson benefits from it. There's no rain dance. Not been doing anything like that. We're just winning because we're winning. And Anders Nilsson knows how to drive in the wet. That's all it is. That's all it is. No rumours. Those rumours have no substance whatsoever. Danny B, the Disassociated Press. Would you care to comment on Ezzolini's recent firing of their entire management team? Do you believe it's related to the embarrassing press release last season announcing Nilsson and then Nilsson denying it in his own tweet? Now that was actually like, obviously, if you're not aware, I'm sure you are, if you're not aware, that's kind of a story on, I think it's Oscar Piastri as an Alpine driver or something like that. I may be getting that a little bit wrong. Where Alpine like announced he was going to drive for them, and then Oscar was like, am I? I don't think I've signed anything, or something like that. Which was a whole mess, and like obviously at that level of kind of professionalism and like how much money is involved with F1 and stuff like that, that should never be happening. The contracts are meant to be, and this is not a pun, watertight, you know? So that was kind of embarrassing. Yeah, Ezzolini, if they've done that, no wonder they're having a kind of crappy season. They're not doing so well. They're in second, but they are so far behind. It's like is it 4 or 5 wins behind? Like, oh no, if it's 121, it's 3 wins behind. If they were to take like the full points of a weekend, which is 26 plus 18, so 44. Yeah, they are 3. That would be us not taking any points. So Ezzolini, they're struggling. If they've got off-track troubles, that's fine. That's just how it is. Now, Fast Car Media, this was incredible. There was a whole article written up with like emojis and like storylines in the last video. So I thank you so much for the article. That was awesome. And I read through the entire thing. I won't read through the entire thing now because I'll be here for like a couple minutes. But it was basically, to sum it up with the last couple of sentences, and the headline. I'll get the headline in as well. That would be mean. Nilsson makes championship boring. Snoring emoji. Snooze fest emoji. From Fast Car Media. And I'll start with I'll add the topic title as well. Anders Nilsson has taken the grid by storm, winning the first 5 races. His dominance is unlike anything we've seen before. Knight is pulling away with the championship and no one seems to want to stop them. Could this be the season where we achieve glory? Could Nilsson break the record for most wins? I believe the most wins in a season is 8. It could have been the most wins in a season could have been broken as well already. I actually responded to this comment saying, I think 7 or 8 wins is the record for one of the Ezzolinis back in the day. I thank the commenter for the full article write-up as well, because it was really awesome. And I don't know if we're going to break the record. We may have already broken the record for consecutive wins, which would be awesome. Is this going to be our season? Let's be honest, I think it is. All we've got to do from here to the end is just like finish in the points, I would say. And we will win this entire season. And then we will have a kind of question. We'll have a debate or discussion about what we're going to do for next season. That's a little bit ahead of it, but I do think we're going to win this season. The job now is to make sure we win this season. Get as many points as possible. Win as many races as possible. And obviously, Anders Nilsson is running away with the driver's standings as well. With 128 points. Bregman on 81. So, if there is to be like a driver's fight for drama, maybe that will happen. I don't know. But at the moment, we're just going to keep trying to do what we're doing. Next question from Cobra. Pen letters from the Unassociated Press. Can you confirm... Can you confirm rumours of night racing employees aiming lawn sprinklers onto the track today? By all accounts, 5 wet races is a statistical improbability in the first half of the season. Will you cooperate with the minimally invasive inspections and not fully warranted teardown of your race cars to find any illicit components that may or may not be giving your team an unfair advantage on the track? And if/when Nilsson is found to be under the influence of performance-enhancing substances such as dihydrogen monoxide, which is otherwise known as water, rain, will you abide the Italian Mafia Court's verdict of suspensions and point penalties? We have done nothing wrong. Search all you want. That's all I'm going to say. Do whatever you want to do. We've done nothing wrong. No sprinklers, no rain dance. We are just the best team out there, and we are proving that with the races as they go by. Top comment. I really appreciate that comment. That's so funny. Like, get creative. Absolutely. I love it. Thank you. Next up, for the press conference from Adam. Any truth to the rumors that Team Knight is paying pilot to seed clouds to cause rain? It's the same thing. You can spread all the rumors you want. Nothing untoward is occurring. We are simply the fastest. If you want to beat us on the track. Last one. From Hitch and Baz, who says also, just a little slight interesting part. Can't wait for the Bregman comeback to start. Look, if Bregman can put in the race, if Bregman can do it, absolutely. I'm not favouring anyone. Nielsen is just so freaking fast. That's all it is. Question. Trent Krim, Independent. With Bregman running in the twilight of his career and Nielsen doing so well, are you thinking of replacing Bregman, or will you let sentiment cloud your judgment? Now, that's what I mean. We need to have a discussion about that. If Nielsen is absolutely this fast, it would be... we can't really just let him, I don't know, dominate all the time, but we also can't let him go. It's a difficult one. We're going to have to decide between the seasons what we're going to do. So what actually I would ask now, guys, and I will put this, so I'm going to mark the timestamp now so that everyone gets to see this, even people want to skip the press conference. What do you think we should do next season? Do we try and like set ourselves a challenge, which is maybe we go for different drivers or different car parts or whatever? Do we do that and try and set ourselves a challenge next season if we win this season as dominant as we have been? Or do we just go again and try and win outright again? I want everyone to see that. Leave your thoughts, plans for the series, like outside of like the in-universe media, for the series. Like, I want to keep it interesting, and let's be honest, while it is super fun at this point, having worked to get to this point, to be winning races and to be kind of slightly dominant, it's not the best for like drama. You know, there's not a lot of drama. We're just winning. So let's see what your thoughts are, what my thoughts are. My thoughts are potentially sign some new drivers and try and win with slightly slower drivers for the drama. But I don't know, you know, let's have a conversation. Anyway, into the race. Into the setting the car up and stuff like that. So let's go to the garage. We don't even need to spy on anything right now. So I did say I think Nielsen should be getting the next part again. We're not going to do that. Nielsen is so far ahead, there is genuinely no need. So we're going to upgrade the steering, and we're going to give that part to Bregman. And that improves Bregman's car quite significantly. We're going to go out of the garage, go back in, and hopefully that will cancel any chance of sabotage. And just a little bit of an upgrade to make sure everyone is 70 plus on the reliability. And that is all good. Now we're going to hit continue, and of course, someone did sabotage the steering, which is unfortunate. So Bregman's car drops down. Oh no, they sabotaged this one. Did they sabotage the wrong one? Did they? No, they didn't. Did they? I don't know. They might have done. I don't know. I'm confused. Either way, I'm not overly bothered about it because our car is still very fast. I've obviously missed something there. Correct me in the comments. Tell me what's happened. I don't know. Okay, look, no rain. No rain for the qualifying session. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, Jürgen Schütz from Ezzolini, partying too hard again. Look, buddy. Your team is struggling, and you're out here partying? You wanna get your priorities sorted out. Okay, here we go. Nielsen out in front, Bregman running just behind. We're going to set the first laps of this qualifying session, guys. Welcome to the race weekend. Here we go. Let's go for another win. Let's go for another 1-2. At the moment, we are still all about trying to dominate this season and win outright. Not worrying about any form of challenges or the achievements. The achievements as well. We could try and go for some of those. And anything like that. It's all about trying to win at the moment. And Nielsen is 4.3 seconds ahead with his first lap. He is literally overtaking cars who are setting flying laps. What on earth? Oh my word. Okay, oh, look at that. The Ezzolinis are faster than... This looks like more of a power track. The Ezzolinis are faster than Bregman. Okay, so Nielsen's steering is the weaker part of his car right now. So I am going to focus on that. And try and get it to gold. Yeah, I'm just going to try and get it to golden. 31. Again, absolutely average. No problem. Bregman, on the other hand, I think we'll focus on his engine. Okay, well, I can't get either of those, so we may as well spend our money here. Let's go for this one. Oh, only one from it. Dang it. Never mind. Okay, so again, 31. Exactly average. I haven't done the math, but I think 31, 30 is exactly the average of what we tend to score. Oh, nope. I missed my click. There we go. Okay, I had a slight problem with OBS there, but I have fixed it. So you would have missed maybe those last laps going in. Nielsen's gone purple again. Bregman has improved and gone above the Ezzolinis. I don't know. Maybe I'm repeating myself. I don't know exactly where the encoder kind of died on me. Okay, 70 again. So that's actually a better one for Nielsen there, trying to get his steering all the way up. Let's go to Bregman. We're focused on. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, pretty good, and that's a good one as well. Oh, risky. Nice. Nice. Okay, 67 out of 80 as we try and get the engine of Bregman's car all the way up and booted. We're going ×2 speed. And Woods has gone faster than Bregman again. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Bregman is in for a qualifying fight again. You know, Nielsen is 2 seconds down the road. And he's on a flying lap now with no one around. And Bregman's in the zone. Here we go. Could we even go purple with Bregman? Purple again with Nielsen. Bregman only in the... I mean, he is like more or less 4 seconds behind. It would be one heck of a lap. 145s, 148.02. Well done, Bregman. Cuts the gap to 2.2. So you can see a little bit more competition now that we're not in the rain. But even then, Nielsen is just fast. He is just rapid out here. Okay. What to... Oh, I'm not sure what to... Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is more obvious now as to what to pick. Okay, fine. Because those two options are quite high to overtune on the steering, so that's why I didn't go for the steering there. And we're going to send you out and then tune Bregman. And whereas here, for example, this is fine. In fact, that's perfect, because that will do it. Next up will be the steering on... Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. That was great. That was great. Steering on Bregman's car as well to try and get it up to the chassis. Our chassis, we haven't even touched our chassis since the beginning of the season. It just shows how strong our design was at the beginning of the season. Okay, they're both on outlaps. Nielsen is about to come round and start his flying lap, and here he goes. A little bit stuck behind the number 9 car, Johansson, number 10 now. But even then, Nielsen's going purple. Is he going to set into the 144s? Maybe? 143. Oh my word. Bregman, 147. Okay, so 4 seconds back, and Nielsen is just improving every lap, which is just pushing the gap further and further and further and further and further away. As we tune up his car, it's just getting better and better and better. There we go, 85, good stuff. Now we are going to focus. We've touched the chassis there. Let's go up to the engine. Oh, lovely, look at that. Brilliant. Brilliant. That was a good little session there. Good work in the pits, in the garage for the team. Bregman's going to come in, and now we'll start working on Bregman's car, focusing up on the steering once again. And that is not so bad either. So, because of the amount of laps we get of this track, it's a relatively shorter lap than some of the other ones. Even then, it's almost 2 minutes, which is actually quite long when compared to other laps in the actual Formula 1 calendar. For example, the Austria GP is like a tiny little lap. It's really, really fast. We actually, because of that comparatively in this game, we get more laps in. You know, if it's a whole extra minute per lap, per out lap, per in lap, you lose so much time over the course of a session. Okay, so both cars have gone white on this here lap. So that does leave Woods open to potentially overtake Bregman in the standings and go back up into that second position at the start of the for the start of the race. Okay, that was good as well. Went for the chassis there. Okay, we want Nielsen to go out there and improve. We also want to see Bregman do a little bit better on his next lap. So again, focusing on steering for now. There we go. That was good. That was real good. Got up to 72 out of 80. So Bregman's golden tune is definitely available. It will probably happen, in fact, on the next session, provided we don't have like a really bad dice roll on the numbers and stuff like that. Nielsen's in the zone, so I can expect more purple sectors, and that's exactly what I'm getting. 142? It could be 141 even. 141, 45. Oh my word. He is now 6 seconds ahead, and Bregman is stuck behind Artie von Heim. Does go faster, but could have gone even faster, I reckon. Getting into the 146s is pretty good, but I reckon he could have gone even faster. Okay, yeah, you see, look, I don't want to pick either of those. We're definitely going to overtune if we do that. That was good. Okay, there we go. And Bregman very close to the golden tune on all 3 parts, which doesn't happen often because most of the time, we just frickin' run out of time. Okay, Bregman, run around, get into the pits again. Into the garage we go. And there we go, that's perfect. Nicely done. Okay. Oh, that's awful. No, thank you. That's better. Good. Okay. So, Bregman is now 2 out of 3 on the tuning. And is still 5 frickin' seconds behind Anders Nielsen. Now, what I want to know is, with the rain gone in a race, and the buff gone from Nielsen's Quali Master trait, is the race going to be more competitive? That's what I would like to know. Bregman is currently running a really good lap, has lost out to Woods, who's gone into the 144s. Bregman goes 146.09 because of that third sector stuck behind Jacques Dupont in his Pope car, I believe. That is unfortunate. Oh, there we go. Good stuff. Brilliant. But I think Bregman can get Woods back and we can go back above into second place. However, I don't think Nielsen is going to be caught anytime soon. .51. Okay, just one more tuning. One more good tuning for Bregman. And he will be gold outright. Every single part tuned up for this lap, for this track, for this session. Now, Nielsen's going to go in, but cannot focus, so probably is going to put in some white sectors here. Bregman, however, is who we're going to focus on as we try and get second place back off of Woods. First sector, no traffic, green, brilliant. Goes round the big swooping corner. Second sector, through to the chicane, green again. Slight hairpin, then kind of a slow double hairpin. Oh, very close. Look at that. Very close to Paul Woods. However, Paul Woods is now about to... There we go. Golden tune done. About to finish his lap. And he is also going green. So he's probably going to improve his time. And he does. By a second and a bit. So well done to him. And now we've got one more chance with Bregman to try and get the golden tune here. That was it. That was potentially it. I'm running out of points here. Oh, so close. It was that one chance with the, I don't know what it was. It was like a 3, 4, 12 or whatever, and we only got like 4 from it, or something like that. Here we go. Nielsen running his last lap. He's gone purple first sector. What a race he is having. What a quali session he is having. Bregman can't focus, and that is going to be surely second place gone. He needed to focus up if he was going to get anything out of his tires, out of his time, out of his car, out of anything. And ultimately, he's unable to do so. And so we will go 1 and 3 at the start once again. Nielsen takes pole position. He is the quali master. He knows exactly what to do to extract the maximum out of his car. He goes 140 and ultimately, oh, again. Oh, it's overcast, but there is no rain. Partly cloudy. There might be rain later. Okay. Okay, I think it's going to be medium and hard. That's what we're going to go with at the start of this race. Schaub of Team Wayland partied a bit too hard. So did Ralph Hamburger. And did Eric Lindberg. And Anders Nielsen. And Paul Woods. Were they out partying together? Maybe they were. Oh, why are we on ×2 speed? No. Okay, so Paul Woods lost time at the start there. Bregman actually is still in third, but Russo has gone ahead of him. So Bregman's got to try and get this overtake done. And there he goes before the chicane, heading into the chicane. Gets the overtake done. Nielsen already running off down the road. Now, Bregman is on the slower tyre. But strategically, there is a reason for that. If there are yellow flags, then Bregman will gain more time by pitting under the yellow flags. So there is a reason I've put him on the hard tyre and Nielsen on the medium. We're going to stop watching specifically now. We are running 1 and 2. However, you can quite clearly see Nielsen is not running off down the road. And this race, therefore, is not done and dusted after the first couple of laps. But Nielsen is in the zone, so we are going to give him a push only for a lap, because this is a dangerous track, remember. And when he hits the red, we calm him down, and that is happening as we speak. And he has built up a gap there of 3 seconds, which is, well, it's 6 seconds total. It was 3 seconds, so now a lap that fast was 3 seconds faster than Bregman. But the gap is, again, it's closing, and Bregman's actually in the zone, so he'll have a little bit of a chance now to try and get up to Anders Nielsen. And look at that, he has cut the gap significantly immediately, down to 2 seconds. He is right on his tail. He's not got the overtake done, but that is the fastest lap, and Bregman is now in the lead. The overtake done before he gets to red on the stress, and now they just race. They just race. There is no team orders. There's no nothing. Nielsen has got the position back. Okay, he is on the faster tyre, don't forget. So you might expect that to happen, but when they say they're in the zone, we will let them push and we will let them race. And then at some point, Nielsen will jump into the pits. Bregman, okay, Nielsen's in the zone, so he should be able to build up maybe a couple of seconds gap from this lap. And he has done just that. So he's built up a little bit of a gap. He pushes a little bit, can't focus, and now we drag him back, and that 4-second gap might change up a little bit. We will pit Bregman, I think, on lap 11. Or maybe 12. He's got a little bit... Oh! No, we'll pit him now. We'll pit him now. Into the pits he comes. We won't be doing any repairs. He will... Oh, no. We'll go onto the mediums again. Yep, onto the mediums again for Nielsen. And Bregman... Bregman, I don't know. It depends on how long Bregman can make his hard tyres survive. Because I am starting to think now that Bregman's strategy on the hard tyre at the beginning might have been the better option than Nielsen on the medium. Not sure, however. Not sure on that. Nielsen's in the zone. Okay, brilliant. Let's give you a push. Not for very long at all. Bregman running out in front. Nielsen's actually going to catch up to Paul Woods in no time at all. And that we're running 1 and 2, but it's the other way round. Okay, Nielsen, let's calm you down because we don't want that stress bar getting too high. Just going to move this down a little bit. Okay, Nielsen's in the zone again. If I tell him to push, he will get the overtake done. So I'm just going to pit Bregman onto the hard tyre that will go to the end. And if there are any form of yellow flags, then Bregman his tyre will go all the way. Nielsen's already got the overtake done. So there was no need to kind of fight it for Bregman, really. Although Bregman has lost time on other races by staying out a little bit longer, but it's okay. It's okay. Nielsen will have to pit again. So will Woods. The other, Russo and DuPont, I don't know. They might go to the end. They might not. In fact, I doubt they will go to the end. So if they do need to pit again, then Bregman is in pole position here to just keep running off down the road. What is the plan at the moment? Well, what is the plan? The plan is Nielsen will have to pit again. He's built up a 20-second lead on his strategy. I was thinking Bregman was on the right strategy. Turns out he's not, because he's now stuck in a bit of traffic. And he can't get all of the overtakes done that he needs to get done, which means he is losing time. If he can get those overtakes done, he's just going to the end. He's up to 4th now, so he's made a double overtake in the space of like 2 corners there, which is quite impressive. Let's not beat around the bush. I think Bregman comes in on lap 22, maybe? Not Bregman, sorry. Nielsen comes in on lap 22. He's in the zone. Okay, so we're going to give him a push, and then he'll come in onto the last... the last set of mediums, and then he will go to the end, having run a 2-stop race. Bregman, on the other hand, looking to go to the end from now, which is a 1-stop race. Okay. And Nielsen is out in front, and now both drivers just looking to go to the end. Bregman in second. Will he be able to make those tyres last? I think so. Same question for Nielsen. They will both get to the end here. Bregman's in the zone, so let's give him a push. Just for a couple of laps. Can we burn with Bregman now? We can, in fact. And Nielsen's also in the zone, and he can burn to the end as well? No, not quite. So, Nielsen will burn for... This could be close at the end here. I don't know who's going to win this. I have a feeling Nielsen is probably going to... Bregman's crashed! He wasn't even pushing! He wasn't even pushing. He sent it at turn 1. Oh my word. This was genuinely a chance. I don't know who was going to win it, but this was genuinely a chance for Bregman to get something out of this race. Nielsen's in the zone. He's 28 seconds ahead. Bregman is the only DNF at the moment now. No. This is a dangerous track. He wasn't even pushing. He was burning, but he was not pushing. That is some unlucky RNG. It really is. If Bregman is injured, I will... Holgersen sent it as well. This is an absolute crazy race. What an ending to this race. Bregman was just... I don't get it. I don't get it. He was burning. He was not pushing. He was burning to the end because he had the fuel to burn. We were trying to get the win for him. Oh, very unlucky for George Bregman. I doubt he will be a happy bunny at all. And off they go. 3 laps to go. Nielsen has 19 seconds on Woods. DuPont is going to get another podium finish. Woods is not going to cut the gap. And the race is going to end with only one night car finishing for the first time this season. And it's George Bregman. And DuPont has just taken fastest lap. And then Johansson has taken fastest lap. Because everyone's pushing and burning at the end of the race, trying to get positions. 1:36.01. And Nielsen is running. He's on his last lap. And he will take the win. Once again, Anders Nielsen, even without the rain, gets the job done. Gets another win. Don't try this at home trophy. Which is, have a driver who partied too hard bring home the win. So maybe that'll be the name of the video, maybe it won't. I don't actually know what the video will be called. Well, we're getting achievements. Maybe it will be that, but a surprise DNF for George Bregman is really... It's really sad. I'm genuinely quite sad about it. However, it was just a DNF. So there was no injury or anything. He'll come back to the next race in Spain. And we will take a quick look at the driver standing. So, Bregman still has second place, despite losing a chunk of points in that race. Paul Woods has closed the gap. But Anders Nielsen, has he won the title already? It's hard to argue with that line of thinking. It looks like he has. Now, onto the team standings. Well, once again, have we won the title already? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm thinking. 234 points. We are just out and out in front, so far ahead. It's ridiculous. It really is. It really is. Wow. Okay, so that'll be it from me today, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Golden Lap. It was a good one. I feel like it had a little bit more drama, a little bit more kind of stake to it. We didn't know who was going to win until Bregman lost control of the car. Luckily, no injury. He's come out unscathed. Very, very good. And we'll go into the next race hoping that Bregman can come back with a good drive and compete at the front, as he was doing. They were not far apart. And who knows how it would have ended, as, you know, Nielsen's tyres were going to go off. He wouldn't have been able to push because they would not have made it to the end. Bregman's tyres burning. Would he have been able to get the overtake done? I don't know. I don't know. It was very close. But I do have maybe a thinking there that having them on the same strategy would be fairer. But the problem with that is that if that strategy is incorrect and something happens to burn that strategy, then the other teams are going to gain on both of our cars rather than just one. So having them on two strategies, different strategies, means you're covering the bases as best you can. So that's why we have multiple strategies in place. Either way, Anders Nielsen, son of Thor, takes the win. Thank you for watching. I shall catch you next time.